it was kind of a waste of my time to try to be into the artist mode. That was not my job and my responsibility. So eventually I just approached him and I says, you know, I spent 30 years getting good at this one thing, and I know everything there is to know about it, but I'm just not getting traction here, where I feel that what I've got to offer is what you guys need. So let's not do this anymore. And I moved back to LA and jumped back into the independent world. Luckily, I've got a little bit of track record, and I've done it for a while, so people know who I am. But for all those kids out there that love sound and music and trying to find stuff to do, I would recommend still that you guys look at video games. The video game industry is bucks up. You know, you got a game like World of Warcraft. It's got 70 levels. They've just gone public. You know, this game has, I don't even know what the numbers are now, but it costs like $9 a month to play, and there's got to be 10 million people playing. So
wow.
That's 1 million a month coming into this game right now. It's astronomical. So there's a huge opportunity, and you know, they're you know, where the budgets in movies are shrinking, their budgets are expanding, and there's just a lot of opportunity, and all young guys that are just anxious to jump on the technology and take advantage of it. And you know, this technology that's in the video game consoles, a little sidebar, the PlayStation 3 was coming online when I was there, so I had the inside scoop. And this chip that's in the PlayStation 3 was a joint venture between Sony and Toshiba, and they call it a cellular chip. So there's actually the equivalent of 16 Pentium 4 chips in one chip that do parallel processing. So the technology is capable of rendering a Pixar-quality animation with 7.1 surround sound on the fly. Like, we're not even close to tapping that technology. I just saw that Toshiba put the same chip in their high-end LED flat-screen TVs to convert 2D to 3D video in real time on the fly.
Wow.
I mean, there's the technology curve is beyond anybody's ability to keep up. They're making chips that'll take years for us to really apply them, but the stuff's here today.
Wow.
And I'm fascinated by this stuff. I love all that technology. I never get tired of that stuff.
Well, you know, I'm glad that you, you know, had a face-to-face meeting with yourself in that environment, and then you decided that for the sake of your soul and the well-being of your future self, that you decided to move on and move back to the places that brought you joy and happiness and a sense of discovery. And I think that that's a great story in and of itself, Alan.
Well, you know, I'm riding the same wave we're all on. I'm on the independent world. Sometimes it's cool and sometimes it's not cool.
Yeah.
But
sure.
I got to tell you, Robert, I have no fear in me because I feel like I'm on the right path. I'm not in the wrong place. I mean, God help anybody who's doing whatever they're doing and they're just hating it. I'm telling you, you just got to, like, do something else.
Push off the shore, man. I mean, you know, just push off the shore and get into the rapids and get into the river. I mean,
yeah.
I'm in the same, you know, I'm in a different boat, but I'm in the same river, Alan. You know, I'm doing what I love, and I'm living on faith and fumes. I'm getting by, and hopefully, you know, I can take this experience to another level and you know, and do what I love. And I think that, you know, we all have an inherent. This is my philosophy, just as an aside. We all have an inherent plan, you know, and there's kind of a broad range spectrum of that plan, you know, and there's kind of a micro sort of transmission of that plan. But either way, there's kind of the latitude to achieve that plan. And I think if we allow ourselves to surrender to that blueprint that we all have inside of us, that plan, whatever that is, that the more that we trust that, the more that we are able to feel comfortable in our own skin and have faith and trust, and then allow life to co-create with us. I mean, isn't that along the lines of your experience?
Absolutely, Robert. You know, I feel very blessed in this life. I didn't, as we started in the beginning, I didn't have a direction. I didn't say I want to be a film composer when I was in high school or college. I was just doing what felt right. And somehow I meandered through life and wound up here. And how many of these kids go to school and they're forced to take a major? So, okay, I'm going to be an economist. Or they graduate and they get a job at an accounting firm and they hate it. Well, then that's fine. Well, you're allowed to hate it. Take what you know and reapply it to another opportunity. Go ahead and start being an apprentice producer for a film, or get involved in advertising, or start figuring out how to be an efficiency guy because you're all about economy. There's got to be some application of your passion, and because there's so many of us, there's got to be something for everybody. The variety pack is huge, and you know, so many of us, myself included, are looking to how could we make money with the internet. Well, if you solve that answer, then you don't even need to get the car and leave anymore. You just need to keep your internet connection on, and you're going to have something going. I mean, that's why I'm drawn to having my website and the stores and stuff like that. And you know, I was doing some seminars, which was a lot of fun too, for raw music. We were just doing it to turn people on, but you know, I'd sell some CDs to the end and pay for the gas. And I was working with a very nice lady named Christina Grimm. And what we were doing, we touched on this earlier, but I want to underscore this. Singing in the raw frequencies is healthy. So it stimulates the natural vibrations in us. So it's pretty easy. You know, actually, I should put some tones up on the website. People could sing off it. But just most likely, if you just sing with no reference, you'll already be there. If you sing in your natural voice, like right now, if I just go, I'm probably there. It feels good. Well, just letting that vibration in your body, just toning, just going through some focus. Because the other thing is, when you make a single note like that, all the vibrations come to a single point. It gets you focused, and there's something that happens after you do that that's very good for you.
Yeah.
It costs nothing.
Yeah. You know, one of my great teachers along these lines has been Wayne Perry, and I know you know Wayne from a number of conferences. And the first time I got into Wayne's toning sessions, let me tell you, it was one of the most liberating things I ever experienced in my life. And to this day, it still sticks with me. But yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's about, really, I mean, what are we talking about here, Alan? We're talking about finding our own tones, right? I mean,
that's right.
We are really just sounding notes across a canvas of universal experience, and to be able to hone in on that, to find one's own natural resonance and one's own natural frequency is really what it's all about.
Absolutely. You're talking about natural resonance. I didn't give you this data. So we had confirmation that the resonance of the pyramid is in the raw frequencies, the Mayan temples in the raw frequencies, the original tuning forks were in the right frequencies. You know, I'd done all this film work, so I worked with a lot of sound effects. So I started analyzing the tonalities of whale songs and dolphins and birds, and they're already in this tonality also. Their natural voice is the same thing. So what we're talking about is some universal frequencies that really the third dimension in life exists on, and we just made this silly error of picking the wrong standard in the year 1925, so all the music that's been made since then is not optimized. Some people could say it might have been a conspiracy. I don't know, but we can certainly easy enough to get back to it and
all right.
utilize our daily life.
And the way that you get back to it is by going to rawmusic.com, where you can upload for 99 cents a track. Now listen, some of you people out there are very into meditative music. You're into ambient music, or you're into sacred chant. At 99 cents a track, all you need is maybe about 4 tracks, because some of these tracks are upwards of 20 minutes long. At 99 cents a track, that's a bargain. You can recalibrate 4 of your favorite pieces of music for $4. And those pieces of music, after they come through Alan's technology to get it back to its natural resonance and natural state, its natural scale, will go deeper and will send you further into your experience around that music. So if you're a healer, if you use music for meditation or massage, or your own personal use to go deeper into your own experience, highly recommend it. When I experienced it down in LA, I had a big sound bubble over my head, and let me tell you, there is a difference. I mean, you feel it. It is in your cells. The cells are the first thing that feels this music, and then it moves outwards, because your ears are used to the ear candy. They're used to hearing the highs and lows based on a resonant relationship that they've had with the music for years. But when you hear it in the raw sound, it comes from the inside out. And ultimately, the ears are the last. I mean, for me, it was the ears that were the last thing to get it. But once the ears got it, it was complete. So please go to his site, and if you want to take advantage of this, this is a great way to deepen your collection and your work. Am I on here, Alan? Am I making sense?